What's up, people? This is Nature Girl 30 here, and I just saw on the Lex Man's channel that the five WWE Superstars just got released. It's not the fact that they got released; it's who got released. Now, what I saw was it was David Hart Smith, Gail Kim, Melina, um, Chris Masters, and Vladimir Kozlov. Now, Melina, we kind of knew that it was coming because of what happened at WrestleMania 27, that she made a big stink, that she wasn't in the main event. Well, not the main event, but in one of the matches with John Morrison. I think it was the Snooki one, which I consider herself lucky because that was the worst match ever of the night, and it shouldn't even have been like the next to the last match. But anyway, I know that she like made a big stink about her not being in the match with John Morrison, plus the fact that Trish Stratus took her place and all that drama that she started, that she was better than Trish Stratus. That was it was kind of expected for her to be on the chopping block for all that controversy she did, and she continued to do that even after WrestleMania. So it kind of makes me sad though, because Melina was a great talent. Besides the fact she was extremely flexible, she was a Divas champ. Like, she had the potential to be a Divas champ, and it's a shame that, you know, her mouth was probably what put her on the chopping block and got her fired. But as for Gail Kim, it was a shame that when Gail Kim actually went on WWE, because I saw her on TNA before she went back to the WWE, and she was awesome. She was indeed a female wrestler, and it made me sad that her potential was not utilized when she was in the WWE. She was more of like a pretty Barbie doll than an actual female wrestler. So in a way, I think it'll benefit her for her to leave. It's a shame that she has to go because I really liked her and I liked her character. Chris Masters. That was a guy that had IC championship written all over him. Now, I'm not gonna say he was the world title holder. He could be a world title holder. I'm gonna say he's an intercontinental championship potential holder. He had so much potential, especially with the Master Lock. Now, I remember when Chris Masters actually made his debut as the Masterpiece before he became Chris Masters. The guy was like chiseled like stone. He had the back of like a Greek god. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He can literally pose like a Greek, one of those Greek sculptures, and just his body was perfectly chiseled. Not mention the fact that he was strong. Like, literally, he looked like every guy that had that master lock blacked out. Now, why couldn't they utilize that? How come they couldn't continue to push him as a monster? I mean, I guess he was somewhat of a heel, but yeah, I guess you could say he's a monster heel. But why couldn't they continue to push him to be a monster heel? He was a great character, awesome character, intercontinental potential all the way to the point where he could possibly be the world championship holder. But then there's another talent they threw away. David Hart Smith. I kind of smelled it a mile away, especially when the Hart Dynasty broke up, and Natalia went her way, and then Tyson Kidd went his way, and you kind of knew it was gonna happen because you really haven't seen David Hart Smith perform as an individual ever since they broke up, and you kind unless it was on Superstars, which means I probably didn't see it, but it just really makes me sad because he was part of a dynasty, and you know that it was in his blood. And I mean, even though he may have been stiff a few times, he could have been, he could have been brought up. He had a lot of potential. They shouldn't have gotten rid of him like that. But honestly, I mean, he's part of the Hart Dynasty, so he's gonna be all right. He may go to ROH, or he may go to TNA like all the other WWE um, people, WWE ex-employees. They all went to like TNA, so he'll be fine there. But the biggest disappointment for me was Vladimir Kozlov. The first time I saw Vladimir Kozlov, I was looking at the man that could possibly be champion, that could beat the crap out of John Cena and and Randy Orton combined. I mean, I don't think anyone could touch him because the guy was that good. He was that scary as a monster. And they should have kept him that way. And I knew that he was going to start going downhill as soon as he paired with Santino Marella. And don't get me wrong, it really brought up Santino Marella's character. I'm not gonna lie, Santino Marella, the first time he was there, he was just a complete joke. He was comedy relief. But then when he paired with Vladimir Kozlov, his toughness and his boldness kind of rubbed off on him and kind of made him into a decent character. But it makes me sick to death how somebody as good as Vladimir Kozlov got screwed so many times out of a championship. He didn't even have a title shot. He never got a title shot. He got tag team belts. That's all he got. The man should have gotten a title shot. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm calling the race card. Well, maybe not the race card, but the fact if he wasn't from Russia and if he wasn't communist or from a communist country, the guy would have gotten a belt by now. He would have gotten his title shot and he would have won and at least had a decent title reign. It makes me sick to death how just because he comes from Russia that he didn't get a decent title reign. He didn't even get a shot and he's been there for a while. But honestly, I think he is better off going somewhere else because he will definitely have more potential going to TNA. I mean, I would say ROH, but honestly, I'm gonna say TNA because he would be a great monster, and he would actually have a chance to have a title in his hand, like a like a championship title in his hand. And he never had a shot at WWE. So I'm kind of happy he's gone, so he'll be able to go further in his career than be a sidekick to Santino Morello, who's been pretty much a a rug and a punching bag for I don't know how long. Not that I'm hating on Santino Morella, I'm actually happy that his character is now more a lot less weak than he was the first time he came out. Now, I mean, now I'm going off on Santino Morella, but Vladimir Kozlov is what made me angry the most because that is a guy that talent was wasted, and he every time he would have a promo, he kept talking about title shots. He was a heel for I don't know how long, and and still he didn't get his title shot. It just makes me mad. I mean, I don't know why the WWE would literally shut him out like that. But honestly, he should have gotten his shot a long time ago. Well, anyway, I may possibly do a SmackDown review tonight. I don't know. It all depends on how good it is. If it's that bad, I may not do it. But if it's good, if it's decent, I'll probably do a decent review. Or if it's something that catches my eye, I'll definitely do a review. Well, this is Nature Girl 30 here, signing off. Possibly see you around SmackDown. Peace.